I, 38F, met my brother-in-law, 38M, at university. Initially, he asked me out sometime during our first year, but I turned him down, which I thought was a completely reasonable reaction towards someone you're just not into. At that, he called me a CNT and said that I am a shallow woman. My best friend told me that they were just harmless comments from a drunken guy who got rejected, and I shouldn't pay much mind to it. I never thought of myself as shallow, it was his demeanor and awkwardness that were off-putting to me. Anyway, he proved my friend right, and other than these comments, I have never felt uncomfortable during my uni years because he never bothered me again. He didn't even look my way. The next time I met him was when my baby sister, 28F, introduced him as her boyfriend. I didn't even recognize him at first because it had been like 9 to 10 years since the day he talked to me. He was visibly annoyed that I didn't recognize him and called me a liar. At first, the family was skeptical about him, but he seemed to treat my sister right, earned a good amount of money, and she seemed happy, taking her all over the world, and he seemed kind with us too. They got married after a year of dating, and now they have 3 children. I met my now ex, 40M, 5 years ago, and the only odd comment from my brother-in-law was that I was still as shallow and superficial as I was in uni. At the time, I took it as a joke, but in hindsight, when I found out the truth and started thinking back looking for red flags, this was probably a big one. He never showed any signs that he disliked my husband, and he was always decent enough. His indifference to having a close friendship with my husband and me didn't seem odd because he was always a recluse. A year ago, my husband came home furious and accused me of cheating, saying the jig is up and he had evidence from my affair partner. This supposed affair partner contacted him, and he went into great detail about how I've been talking to him and somehow even had explicit photos that I've only ever sent my husband. The guy told my husband that he didn't know at first that I was married, but as soon as he found out, he had to contact my now ex to expose the truth. He even apologized to my husband. I have never met this guy in my life, but nothing I said or did made my husband believe me. He left me, and our divorce is pending. Now to the present, that guy who ruined my marriage contacted me yesterday. He apologized for what he did and told me that he is friends with my brother-in-law. He sent me conversations, endless conversations my brother-in-law had about me for years. He has never forgotten that, in his words, I didn't even give him a chance and only judged him by his looks. He called me a stupid CNT again in that chat. They planned this attack, and my brother-in-law somehow got access to my photos. The reason this guy contacted me now is that he felt guilty because even when my marriage is over, my brother-in-law still was angry and hateful, especially when he heard that I was on a date last weekend. So the friend felt that now it's devolving into something deeper and more sinister. I'm not sure what to do. My brother-in-law has actually been happier and more sociable than usual since my divorce, and now I know why. Although at first, I thought he felt sorry and wanted to support me. His jokes about me ending up as an old maid with cats as companions don't sound like jokes anymore, he truly meant them. I don't want to ruin my sister's life. She's very happy with her husband and they have 3 kids together, but there's no way I can reconcile with my brother-in-law. And what about my ex-husband? I'm not sure if I should tell him. I'm still very heartbroken that he didn't believe me, and I love him very much. He is the love of my life, but I'm not sure if I can forgive him for not believing me. But he is a victim in this too, so maybe he needs to know for closure. I'm so terribly sad, hurt, and lost right now. Update 1. My soon-to-be ex-husband knows everything now. Apparently, the guy who contacted me also reached out to my husband at the same time and confessed to him. My soon-to-be ex is coming to town this weekend, and he wants to talk. Afterwards, I will probably need to look into taking legal action if that's possible and tell my family. I think now that exposing my brother-in-law for who he is the best and safest approach should anything more serious happen. At least people would be aware of who to blame. I want to ensure that my sister and her children are safe before I tell them everything, like meeting them at my parents' house after I inform my parents. The pictures were real and were probably stolen from my phone or my husband's because he is the only one that I took the pictures for. I don't know if I can get any justice since the pictures did not show my face. I don't know what will happen. Edit. Yes, he's been following me throughout my uni years and even afterwards. He found my sister and managed to charm her. When they got married, I was single, and apparently he was telling his friends how he was glad I was old, single, and miserable, which is not my experience of my single life by the way. Then when I met my husband, he was angry because he didn't think I would find someone at my age, which was 33 at the time. Now that we are getting a divorce, he was very pleased again, saying I would definitely never find someone at 38, that I would regret turning him down. But I was on a date last weekend, so he spiraled down again and was angry and wrote horrible things about me, so his friend chose to come forward because he thought that my divorce wasn't enough for this guy, his words. Update 2. So, some small updates on the things that transpired last week. My sister is very angry. She said that I have ruined her husband's reputation because my ex has blasted him and his friend everywhere. Now he is talking about wanting to end his life because I ruined it over a joke he played. Not even going to get into how disgusting it is that he can call what he did a joke. My sister knows the truth. My parents told her everything the day it was all exposed, and apparently she believed them at first, but now she has turned on me, so she is refusing to listen. I wish I could have had a moment with her first before all hell broke loose. As for my ex, he is looking for jobs here because he wants to move back. I got very anxious and asked if he is doing this because of me, because we are not together, and this wasn't the right time to pressure me. But he said he was doing it for himself and that he doesn't want anything from me. He just doesn't want to let my brother-in-law believe that I was alone and an easy prey. He said that the police wouldn't do anything, which he was right about, and people like my brother-in-law are better exposed to everyone because they value their image. He doesn't seem to understand my sister, however, and the way she was put in the middle. He did apologize a lot, but probably only because I was distraught and upset about what he did. I don't think he regrets anything. He is very sad himself, and he's been apologizing all the time about everything, including not believing me or trusting his gut that believed me. I know he's currently seeing someone, but I didn't ask about it. It felt disrespectful to interrogate him since I have no right to do that. Maybe it is not serious, or maybe she is willing to move here, I don't know. Edit. Yeah, it's over. I don't think it was a serious relationship. I just heard rumors that he had a girlfriend but didn't know the details, so maybe I thought it was more serious than it was. Now he is moving back, and I haven't heard that someone is moving with him, so I don't know. We talk on the phone every day, but I don't want to pry. My brother-in-law hasn't bothered me again ever since he tried to call me to threaten me after everything blew up because my ex threatened to beat him up, and now my sister is even angrier. My brother-in-law has also filed no contact orders against my ex-husband and me. Update 3. I'm sorry for being gone for too long, and I am overwhelmed by the support you have given me here. Some of you are still asking about me, and I don't even know where to start. I have been in constant pain and stress about everything that happened, but my brother-in-law is now exposed to everyone for what he did to me. For those of you who think he is in love with me, he isn't. He very much hates my guts and has since the day I rejected him. Hate is also a driving force, not only love. So, to the users who made fun of me or joked about me bragging about a man not being over me in 20 years, that's not it. If this is bragging, then you're actually and unfortunately very sick in the head. I was in constant fear that my brother-in-law would hurt my sister because of me, and I'm still not certain if he will, but that was the only reason I have been apathetic. I wasn't sure what the right step was with people like him. He has hidden his hatred so well for so long, so what more is he capable of? I didn't want my sister and her children to be the collateral damage, that's why I have been careful. I'm sorry to disappoint you by not being the strong bad BTCH. I have other priorities. My sister and I finally talked. I love her and her children very much. She seemed very hurt and was questioning her entire marriage, and who can blame her? I tried the baby steps approach. I wanted her to know I was there for her, and I was honest with her about my worries regarding her and her children with a man like him. It worked for a while, and I was hopeful, but something changed, and it probably had to do with her husband giving her an ultimatum: divorce or cut off your family. She chose her marriage. It broke my parents and me, but I don't think we can do anything about it. It is her own choice, even if we believe it is coerced. But maybe there's this little chance that she knows him better than we do. There's a little hope that he is a better person towards his family. I am clinging to that hope. She wrote to us, telling us to forget she and her children existed and that they would take legal action if we ever tried to contact them. Brother-in-law deleted all his social media accounts, and apparently all his friends want nothing to do with him. I've heard he's planning on leaving the city because everyone knows what he did now, and he's having a hard time with it. He barely leaves the house, and he has been shamed, even at work. My ex-husband and I are moving on with the divorce. I don't blame him for believing the rumors, but at the same time, I wish he knew me better, like I thought he did. That I would never do such a thing and cheat on him. I'm so sorry that he moved back for me and probably was hoping we could give it another chance, but I can't. He has apologized so many times and said so many times that he never truly believed the rumors, but I have started to think that our marriage wasn't strong enough to overcome a rumor. It is nobody's fault, but I thought our love was stronger than it actually was. I think we both thought that. I have started dating a new guy a few weeks before all this started, after over a year of me not even being able to leave bed. He has seen all of this unfolding, and he's been very patient and supportive. I think I have a real shot at happiness now. At least he knows everything and is well prepared in case my brother-in-law isn't done with me yet. Thank you again everyone for being there for me.